Stranded on the side of the road. Woo. We're gonna need to buy new tires. Pump number 5. I know it's hard to believe. 5 times wasn't it. Over the course of a only 60-kilometer bike ride, I managed to have to pump up my tire 11 times in order to make it home. And so that's why, or the whole bike ride, it just got me thinking about preparation versus action. And so over the last couple weeks, I put a lot of work into my bike. I've redone the entire drive chain. I've learned so much. I've made a custom bag, and I've made the gear rack in the back. And the whole time I've been doing these long bike rides in the background, just to make sure that my body's strong enough so then I can go ahead and do longer trips. And that's kind of been my preparation. Now, for like an emergency plan, I've packed tubes, and I packed a bike pump, probably the cheapest pump I've ever seen in my life. It was only $9 Australian. And I thought I was good to go. What I didn't even think to look at were the tubes on the bike. Apparently there's 2 types of inner tubes. There's like the standard tire valve, and then there's like the long one for fancy bikes. Apparently on my bike, I've got one of each. And thankfully, the tire I popped on this trip was the only one that I could pump. So I have a pump that can only pump the pop tire, 1 tire that's good, and I have 2 spare tubes that I can't even pump. So I was completely screwed. But what really has me interested here is where did I go wrong? For me, I guess in anything, my ultimate fear is analysis paralysis. I would much rather, in any situation, dive headfirst than know how deep the water is. And a big part is just because I don't want to be waiting around trying to figure out whether or not it's safe or whether or not I'm prepared enough to do what I'm going to do when I could just be doing it and learning along the way. And of course that leads to catastrophic failures. And honestly, maybe that's just part of the journey, or at least it's part of the journey that I'm willing to write, but it's certainly not for everyone. I mean, I can't really name many other people who would volunteer to strand themselves in the middle of nowhere. And hopefully that's not the path that I'm on. I want to find that middle ground between analysis and action. And I just have no idea where it is. And I'm going to keep searching.